Hello, we're here for a conversation with Jeff Zola, Vice President of Process Marketing for NovaTech. Welcome.
Thanks, Mark. Happy to be here.
So interest in industrial IoT is, it's all over the place. How has NovaTech been able to capitalize on that this year?
Yeah, what we're seeing, Mark, is that a lot of our customers have IoT initiatives in place that are really being driven by senior level management. I think that has a lot to do with the record turnout we're seeing at this year's ARC forum. But the challenge that we're finding is just getting started. So how do they get started? How do they find the use cases that are going to generate the highest return? And then how do they find the suppliers to meet those needs? In fact, I just read the results from a Deloitte survey that found just 14% of C-level execs are confident their organizations are ready to really move forward and fully embrace Industry 4.0. In many cases, as you know, there isn't going to be a one-size-fits-all approach. And so at NovaTech, we're starting to explore partnerships with companies to fill gaps in our portfolio. And I think this trend is going to go throughout the industry and result in some really innovative and open solutions.
Do you have any success stories you can share with us?
Yeah, we've been able to unlock a number of IoT-related opportunities at our existing customers, Mark. And we're also now having discussions with companies that we could not penetrate from a pure DCS perspective. As you know, it's difficult to convince someone to rip out their control system. But when we go in and start talking about a truly open, platform-neutral IoT solution that could help them to improve operational performance, improve safety, doors open for us.
Very good. So what are a couple of challenges you see that our manufacturing friends are going to face this next year?
What we're seeing really is two things. First would be increasing return on assets, and the second is shortage of skilled technical resources. I think we saw the same two challenges last year, and we really don't see either going away anytime soon. I think it's safe to say that all companies are trying to do more with less. And so how could we help as an automation supplier? We're helping in a couple of areas. First, we see our D3 DCS as really providing the lowest total cost of ownership in the industry through things like our future-proof design philosophy to our simplified license structure and our competitive pricing. We've proven that we could save our customers millions of dollars over a period of time, say 15 to 20 years out. We're also helping the resource gap. So we're seeing a lot of work coming our way in the engineering organization. Our engineers are a highly responsive, flexible organization. They're NovaTech engineers. They've been through our rigorous training program, and they are being provided to our customers either on a project basis or they are fully embedded. In many cases, they could be on site for years at a time. And so that's extremely valuable for our customers. And in fact, a lot of the discussions that we're having lately revolve around resource planning, looking at our customers' projects, say for 2018, 19, and beyond, and making sure that NovaTech has the engineers in place to meet their needs. The other area where we're helping is by bridging the gap between experienced personnel and new workers. And how are we doing that? Well, that's through a product that we have here, that we're demonstrating here, called AMP. So it's a digital procedure solution. It uses IoT technologies, and it helps write procedures in a consistent and standardized way so that any writer bias is removed. Those procedures are then provided to an operator on any mobile device so that they could step through instructions, and if they're stuck on a certain step in that procedure, they could look at an embedded video in real time and get those instructions explained more clearly so that they could continue on and execute the procedure and make sure it's done the right way every time.
Great. So innovation is very crucial to a company. How is NovaTech innovating, and are they increasing their R&D budget? How's it happening?
Yep, couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, so I think innovation is key to any company's success. And at NovaTech, it really starts at the top. So from our company's owners to the senior leadership team, they are 100% committed to driving innovation and encouraging collaboration across our two divisions, process and utility. We've increased our R&D budgets consistently over the last several years. And in fact, if you look at our R&D spend as a percentage of sales, it's a pretty significant percentage. Our customers also have a seat at the table when it comes to helping to identify roadmap items, product roadmap items, and then prioritizing those items. And later this year, we're going to be rolling out a cloud-based technology platform that will allow us to reach an even greater number of our customers and gather that feedback. So we're really looking forward to getting that out in a few months.
So what role does augmented reality or virtual reality play in your plans?
Augmented reality is actually central to our development program. In fact, we're demonstrating Microsoft HoloLens here this week at the ARC Forum, where we're supporting higher levels of procedural automation by connecting people, processes, and procedures. It's really cool. If you haven't seen it yet, Mark, I'd encourage you to stop by our booth. We'd be happy to give you a demo. And I think technologies like augmented reality and virtual reality are really going to be game changers at some point. Certainly in the process industries, I think we're probably a couple years out, but we're certainly seeing, even here this week, we're certainly seeing customers and other companies looking at exploring the benefits related to those technologies.
So thinking about the future in this industry, what do you see as tailwinds and headwinds that our customers face?
Sure, great question. In the U.S., I think certainly as far as tailwinds go, the tax reform is gonna be a big one. I think it's gonna be a driver for all automation suppliers. I think NovaTech is forecasting a strong 2018, given the pro-business climate. A lot of our largest customers are based here in the United States, and they're spread across a nice mix of end markets. As far as headwinds go, I'd say geopolitical risks would be the biggest. All it takes, as you know, Mark, is for one person to do one dumb thing, and it could certainly quickly pause the growth that we're seeing. Also, I think if we fail to fire on all cylinders and hit those economic growth forecasts that everyone thinks we're going to hit, things could certainly reverse, and that tailwind could become a headwind going forward.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining me. This has been a conversation with Jeff Zola, Vice President of Process Marketing at NovaTech.